What's good, everybody? It's the Real AG with the Lightning Fast Fantasy Football Podcast, and we had an eventful full slate of games on Sunday. We are about to close the book on Week 5 tonight with my Kansas City Chiefs facing off against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And just to give you a little into your Week 5, start of your Week 6 prep, you know it's time for another Monday Fantasy Hangover, just looking at the latest injury updates and who I think is going to pop off tonight in that Monday night matchup. So getting right into the injuries, because again, we had some pretty big pieces fall in Sunday, or just carry some designation rolling into Week 6. For the QBs, the biggest ones, we got Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray. Lamar, old injury, hamstring, ruled out for Week 5. Outside chance he plays in Week 6, but they do have their bye in Week 7, so I could see him sit until after that. Kyler Murray briefly left the game with the foot injury. Not a whole lot of insight after that. He just said, we'll see after the game. For the slate of running backs here, we had Hubba, Irving, and Hampton. Hubba and Irving ruled out before their games in Week 5. Hubbard had a calf injury, didn't practice all week. Definitely want to monitor that, especially with Dowdle balling out. Bucky Irving was out with an ankle injury, but also reported a shoulder injury that is apparently much worse. So I think there's a decent possibility he's out until Week 7 or 8. Amarion Hampton left the game in the 4th with an ankle injury, did not return, and was later seen in a walking boot without crutches, which I just felt to note because I think that's at least a positive sign. Things are tracking. Want to monitor that. Darius Slayton left the game late in the 4th with a hamstring injury. I think he's probably due to miss a couple weeks. Giants just can't catch a break with that. Xavier Worthy went from being full go healthy to downgraded to questionable. Reports I've seen is he just showed up with some ankle swellness, but they do expect him to play. So, want to check that out as we get closer to the game. Pearsall and Jennings, obviously, were out for Week 5, but I do think are slated to return in Week 6. Scary T is apparently seeking advice from a core muscle injury specialist, so you definitely want to monitor that. CeeDee Lamb, again, I think had a chance to play this week or this next week, but we will see how they bring him on slowly. And then Brock Bowers was a late scratch for Week 5 with a worsening knee condition. Apparently he's been trying to play it out, but was almost forced to sit out. So you definitely want to monitor the status of that. And then we had Spencer Schrader, the kicker, who was a top 3 fantasy kicker, had a pretty gruesome leg injury, and it just does not look good for his outlook for the rest of the year. And then getting into my Monday Night Fantasy Flex, who I think is going to pop off, we got Mahomes, Pacheco, Worthy, Brian Thomas, and Britton Strange. But that does it for our Monday Fantasy Hangover, ladies and gentlemen. As always, please like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel.